My name is Amy Pulaski, and I am from Green Bay, Wisconsin, in the United States of America. I'm here with a delegation led by Immaculée Ilibagiza, the Rwandan genocide survivor and best-selling author. And these are friends of hers from around the world. We represent how many states, ladies?
9 states.
9 states, and also Mexico and three countries. Yes, 3 countries. And it was an honor to be here today at the National Prayer Breakfast in Rwanda in this beautiful Kigali Convention Center. And the remarks by Her Excellency, Madame Jeannette Kagame, were outstanding. And it was absolutely beautiful to see so many people from so many countries coming here to pray with and for Rwanda. Oh, it's an inspiration for leaders around the world. There were so many people from many countries who were here praying for Rwanda and with Rwanda because of the example that they set for the world. It's really meaningful. Rwanda is a shining star. It is a light for the rest of the world. I started coming here in 2008, and the progress just is absolutely phenomenal. It is absolutely a beacon of hope and light for the world. The rest of the world can learn so much from people here. The message that I took home from the remarks that I heard today were that leadership needs the Lord. Jesus, if leaders follow the Lord, and if they do right, then the rest of the world, that will spread around to them. Also, that there is hope in forgiveness and peace, and no matter how dark the days look, that brighter days are ahead. As Her Excellency said in 1994, Rwanda was dismissed as a failed state, and here it is today, not only a light for Africa, but a light for the rest of the world.
My name is Nicole Sterling, and I come from Utah, one of the states in the United States. And it's a blessing and a privilege to be here. I've come here now 5 times in the last year and a half, and I feel like this is my home. The Rwandan people exude such love, and they make me feel so welcome. And I'm grateful to be here with my friends from the United States and from several different countries to come and feel of your goodness and to be here and worship with you at this prayer breakfast. One of the things as I travel throughout Africa, I always talk to my friends in Ethiopia and all over about the virtues of Rwanda and how if they could just come and see how clean the streets are, how the people get together and work together and love together, they could achieve what Rwanda has achieved. Again, a shining beacon. And our friend Immaculée, she is the epitome of a Rwandan. She has taken tragedy in her life, which all the people of Rwanda have suffered, and instead of turning inward and only thinking about herself, she's dedicated her life to helping others, to spreading the word of forgiveness and of peace. And that's what draws everyone to her as she goes around the world. It's a blessing to know her, to know Rwanda, to love Rwanda, and we're grateful. There are so many lessons that everyone who meets Immaculée learns, one of which is to forgive and to have hope. And with that in your heart, when you have forgiveness, when you have hope, you gain peace. And to take that and not just learn that for yourself and keep that message inside, but to turn that into service and into spreading the word of the gospel and of peace and of love. That's what Immaculée does so well, and that's why she's like a magnet wherever she goes. The reason why, in my opinion, Rwanda in such a short time has been able to achieve such success and been able to come so far is honestly because there is a brotherhood and a sisterhood that is here focused on progress. And you're led by such an extraordinary leader, Paul Kagame, who made a decision at the critical time to not let the genocide define them and to not turn to hatred, but to turn to love. And the progress that you see here is because of him, because his leadership, and because of God. Immaculée had the idea to come dressed in the traditional wear. It is amazing. Wearing these traditional Rwandan clothes makes us feel feminine, makes us feel beautiful, makes us feel like we want to dance, and makes us feel like we're one of you.
My name is Father Anthony Odiong. I'm currently serving in Luling, Louisiana, United States. This is my first time in Rwanda. But I think I have been in this country because I met this woman. She has gone around the world promoting the beauty of forgiveness, renewal, and one nation. And that is why I came to this country, because of her. I am not surprised at the progress I've seen. When I was ordained in the 90s, I heard about the genocide. All I read about Rwanda centered around that. I watched the movie, Hotel Rwanda. And what I have seen since I got here a few days ago is nothing like what I heard. The streets are clean. The night air is so fragrant with the aroma of so many sweet-smelling flowers. And so that suggests to me the beauty of the spirit of this nation. You know, beauty and truth and goodness are all one. And I've seen all of that. And so I am impressed. I am impressed by what I have seen. But it is a wonderful thing for a nation to pray together, because it helps for unity, it fosters communication, and, communion.
My name is Angèle Albright, and I am from New Orleans, Louisiana, and I first came to Rwanda in 2009, and this is my 5th trip since that time. And I was introduced to Rwanda through Immaculée and her book, Left to Tell. And one of the compelling things that, like Amy said, that is like she's like a magnet, is that we all suffer everywhere in the world, and Rwanda is no different than any other country. We have our problems in the United States. We have problems in almost every country, and there's so much hatred. And I think Rwanda, being able to pull itself together like it has taught us that we need to do the same, that we need to love each other and forgive each other. But Rwanda has a special gift, and I've seen it grow over the last 11 years. The gift is that Our Lady came to this country and she warned this country and the world about not loving each other. And when I come to Kigali, I don't see a lot of evidence of Our Lady's, visit here. And it was approved by the Vatican in 2001. So this is a big gift to this country. And I feel like 15 million people visit Our Lady of Guadalupe every year. And that is a big income producer. And if we have our basilica in Kibeho and the roads are being built, the world will come to Rwanda. The world, not just 20 or 30 of us. We know thousands of people that would like to be on this trip right now. Immaculée speaks in front of 60,000 people, 10,000 people, 2,000 people all the time. The world just loves to hear her message because everyone has suffered something not as great as what she's gone through, but she teaches us that we can't hold on to that hatred and we need to love each other. So Rwanda, I think, needs to embrace the gift that it has. Our Lady came to this country to protect it. And I feel like a lot of people have forgotten that, and we need to really rally back around Our Lady of Kibeho. It's a big, big, wonderful gift, and that's why we're here. We love Our Lady. And Our Lady of Kibeho is the mother of Jesus, and she's a mother to all of us, not just Catholics. But she is Jesus. If you love Jesus, you love Mary, his mother. So, but the thing I love most about Rwanda is the traditions, and when Immaculée teaches us about all of the old traditions from the grandpas and the grandmas about like fables and lessons, and teaches us how to behave, how to treat each other, how to love each other, how to respect each other. And just that, to me, is something that's lacking in the rest of the world, and we need to emulate more the way Rwandans act and love each other. It was very exciting. It makes you feel like you're part of the country, because when you come to Rwanda, you feel just enveloped in their love and their culture, and we sometimes feel like outsiders. So this allows us to feel inside. And then also everyone always reacts and responds to us, accepting their culture and being one of them, and they love it, and they hug us, and I've been to a Rwandan wedding where we've given a cow to the bride, and it's just so much fun to get immersed in the culture. So,
my name is Immaculée Ilibagiza. I come from the district of Kibuye, and in Mataba, right near the Lake Kivu, and I lived through the genocide against Tutsi. I am one of the survivors. I lost my parents and 2 brothers, my grandma, my grandpa. I still have 1 brother who was outside of the country. And in 1998, I moved to United States, and I worked with United Nations until 2006, when I wrote my first book, Left to Tell, about my experience during the genocide and the lessons I learned from that. I was really surprised living in the United States, how they reacted to my story. You know your story. You have lived through it. So to speak about it, what you felt, how you felt, it's natural. But to see people feeling what you felt, it was just a gift. It was almost like somebody saying, I know what you went through. We are one. We're human being the same. When I speak in the US, South America, in Japan, Australia, people ask the same questions. We are happy that you are here, but how do you feel when you left, your parents died? We are with you. They react the same. So it really have given me such a chance to realize that we are one, no matter what our color of skin are, our tribes, the country we come from. When there is love, we are all the same at heart. We are unified. The people I speak to, people I meet, definitely they share with me that it have touched their hearts. And I receive emails and calls, people who tell me, when we read your book, we were able to go back to my mom and tell her sorry because I realized that they are not going to be here forever, or forgive somebody. I remember a woman who told me, I will never forget her. She told me she was angry with her mother for 20 years. And she said, after I read your book, I called my mom and it was over. A student who told me, I dropped off from school until I read your book and I realized that life can be harder than what I'm going through, and I went back to school. Married people who tell me, I was so married with my husband, my wife, and until I read your book and I realized what life is about. So Rwanda is really such a lesson. It is an example of forgiveness, not just my life. I meet many people here in Rwanda who have gone through what I went through and who were able to forgive. But the truth is, I'm so thankful for our leaders, the leaders who have, the soldiers who captured this country, who saved us from the genocide. I was sitting in a bathroom for 3 months. It was for this new government, the soldiers who fought to come to rescue the country from the genocide, that we are able to be here really. I was able to come out of that bathroom and I was able to write the book. So I'm very thankful for those who hid me, for those who rescued the country, for the leaders who have done such a good job. When we come back, I want to show my friends, look, Convention Center. This was not here 25 years ago. Kigali was maybe a fourth or maybe a tenth of what is here today. So it's a joy to be a witness to that, and I think that's what I try to share with people. You know how nice it is to see leaders who are talking about God, who are comparing and who want to learn from David, from the Bible. I remember when I was going through the genocide, I prayed so much. And I remember asking God, why this happened? How can this be? And I asked the man who was hiding me, who was a pastor, to give me a Bible. And I wanted to learn from the Bible what went wrong that we can end up here. And the truth, one answer was coming to me. We failed to love one another. We failed to follow those rules, those godly values. And not everybody, obviously, was hiding by Rwandan and somebody from the other tribe. So there were many great people who were doing good things. But if the leaders of that time have done what this country, the leaders of today are doing, if they have put God ahead of them, what happened to our country would not have happened. So when I see this, I see hope. I want to scream to the world, look at us now. This will never happen again. The genocide will never happen again to this country. Why? Because not only simple people, but the leaders are speaking about God. You heard one of us speaking about Our Lady of Kibeho, Mary, the mother of Jesus, who appeared in Rwanda and Kibeho in 1981. One of the messages she gave was that, come back to your faith. Take it seriously. Read the Bible and put the commandment of God in practice. If you do, what is going to come to your country will not happen. Accept each other as God's children. I love the governor when he kept talking about love. It's really about love. Love one another. And it started with all of us to know those commandments of God and ask ourselves, not looking at another person, am I putting them in practice? Do I know them? So what the First Lady spoke, how beautiful that she can again encourage people to love God, to follow God, to love one another. These leaders, when people see what they do, what they speak, they follow. And that's what happened in 1994. The leaders who were on the power, they said, go and kill. And people went and killed. So we are so blessed, again, to be able to hear from the leaders, follow God, put in practice. So I think the dream, the tears of Our Lady of Kibeho, when she was saying, put faith in practice, is being accomplished from what our leaders are doing from today